record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. A6 all the hate. I won't get involved today. Got loves in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the bars. I'm flipping the.
Octane.
POV! That's what we wanted! That's what I'm talking about! He don't miss!
Off record deals. Tell him talk to Colin for the quote. Off record eyes. Still want to act, not the ghost. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable.
What's going on, everybody? The CDL is back. So that also means, what are you laughing at?
I ain't laughing.
Yeah,
I'm
with that corny ass
I'm just
smile.
happy to be here.
What's going on, everybody? The CDL is.
You're good, bro. Just rip it. We're not doing.
I know it's not live.
All right, my bad.
I'm trying to. You're messing up my.
Does Matt
my
make you
phone.
nervous? You've averaged 3 words so far.
Let me
Your
one say
average
Drake.
words per minute is Flametword's average damage per game.
Spit Spence's average miles per hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, the CDL is back. So that means the Los Angeles Thieves pre-show is also back. This is episode 1, guys. I am the one and only Mr. Run It Up, the 100T content curator, Deputy Habat. I have a lot of names, and I'm joined with the fantastic general manager of LA Thieves, Muddawg, and also some random guy we picked up off the street. What do you go by?
What's his jacket say?
See, and that was great. You did a good job there.
How's it going?
I'm doing great, man. I didn't realize I was a guest on the show today, but that makes me excited because it takes pressure off my my conversation and my contributions. I'm just excited the CDL is back. I'm excited for LA Thieves. I mean, it's goddamn February 1st, and we're just talking about the CDL is back.
That's something to talk about.
Some don't make sense in my head, or maybe I'm crazy.
Still got another month for the event, too.
A whole month?
First event is March 3rd.
I thought the
Well, we have like online matches that are seeding for it, but we don't have like a major until March 3rd, which is when champs happened in AW.
Oh,
That's
wow.
lit.
Okay, all right. So maybe I had the schedule confused because I thought this weekend was like the first kickoff major.
No, this is seeding for the major because 4 teams can start in the losers bracket at majors.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
You got more
Well,
waiting
that's
to
how
do.
we can start it off, though.
I'm trying to stay a little bit more positive.
Because last time we did this,
We're going to break down the horrible
Matt got
scheduling by
cooked.
this.
You got cooked because you just roasted the squad. You remember that?
I got cooked for roasting the team.
The old team, yeah.
Yeah.
They count.
Yeah.
He was it was a dark time for Matt, obviously, because LAT last year
It was a dark time for our team last year, too.
very mediocre. But you know
Listen,
what I'm saying?
it's tough for me to interact with the Call of Duty guys, no matter who plays for
A
the
lot of
team.
teammates.
Just because since I came from the scene as well, of course I just want to banter, shoot the shit with the boys. But
Yeah,
I guess
not many people will.
our community members and audience don't really understand that sense of humor. Maybe it's not appropriate, but I knew a lot of the guys that were on the team last year.
Parasocial relationships.
Yeah.
That's obviously a whole different topic.
That was a big word.
Yeah,
Parasocial relationships.
I watched Ludwig talk about it. It was
No,
quite
I see.
interesting.
I always see people say parasocial relationships and stand culture. I'm just like, oh my
I
god,
didn't
we're
even know it was
jumping
a
into
word.
a psychology
I
class
shouldn't
about
even
the
have brought it
internet.
up because now you're just going on a tangent. But I do have the script in front of me.
We don't need to stay on script, but we can follow it.
State of COD. I don't know what exactly that means. What state is COD from?
Okay, all right. Listen,
I'm kidding.
listen. This
No.
is a stand-up special.
Come on.
live
I
Compound.
thought it was funny. But I personally thought from the kickoff, the game was pretty fun to watch. And you kind of brought it up before where the game came out, October, November, and then it was kind of ghost. It still is besides the kickoff, but I think the game has a lot of potential from a viewer standpoint.
Yeah.
Control was a little iffy, but I loved S&D with the snipes. Hardpoint, even though it was chaotic, it was entertaining.
Well, yeah, that was my theory, or at least what I talked about with John. There's a couple of leadership members at 100 Thieves that don't really understand Call of Duty. Even when I was watching the matches from home, when I was with my girl and a couple of our roommates, I was saying to them, yeah, squad spawns, we can't really break that down and really explain that very, very quickly to people that don't understand it. But the chaos, I think, led to a lot of entertainment, like you said, because every hard point, every single time it rotated, it was a grind to even get time, and it led to some really close late game matches. Like there wasn't really a lot of blowouts that I can really recall
Yeah, there was
well, especially
few at
with
most.
the movement too and the quick kill times. It's like everyone's getting world start every hill. There's always 2 and 3 pieces and crazy stuff happening, and it definitely was. I think it just showed that, like, no matter what state the game is in or what state it's perceived by the community, like, we all love competitive Call of Duty, and the competitive fans are always going to rally and enjoy watching, gameplay at the highest level.
Yeah, the only thing that makes me worried about it is that it's going to be extremely difficult for any new community members to come into the fold with Call of Duty, because I think there's always been a lot of outside interest in the world of competitive COD, and people have just never been able to jump in and really like digest it and understand it. And this is probably the worst game for them to even try to comprehend what's going on the map, because Hardpoint and the decisions the players make are so quick, and there's just no way for the casters to explain that information. Like Black Ops 2, you get a team full dead on Slum's Hardpoint. They're spawning on the other side, and you're probably going to get 45 seconds from that hill, maybe 1 or 2 more waves of kills. But every Hardpoint now, it's just like the kill feed even saves kills from like the last like 5 to 10 seconds. Yeah. So it just looks like people are just dying 24/7. So there's just no way for a new person coming in and to understand the game.
Well, touching on that speed too, like in Black Ops 2, you said you get a few dead. It gave the caster even 5-10 seconds to breathe and be like, okay, look, they're spawning out, they're looking here. Like now it's just like by the time they say that, they're fighting the hill again. So it definitely makes it tough for the new viewers to come in.
One thing I do want to give credit is the production team, though, because even with the game being as chaotic and fast-paced as it is, I thought that they did a really good job of kind of telling the story.
Yeah, esports engine. I mean, it's Adam Apicella back into the driver's seat.
Like, they know what they need to do, and even though it's still hard because it is such a fast-paced game, I felt like if I was a complete casual, I would be able to slowly kind of put the pieces together. Yeah. Compared to the last couple years where they were just missing every big play, every moment, every like rotation kill. But obviously Adam and Esports Engine did a really good job. So I'm excited to see how they keep improving, because that's a tough – I want to say one thing, though. That is probably one of the toughest jobs in esports, I swear, in like the production side.
Observers?
Being an observer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be showing y'all
it's definitely a skill set.
Somebody doing absolutely nothing in the back of the map, like Octane. I'd just be on Octane's point of view the whole time, missing everything.
Sam's just sitting there holding a pre-aim.
Yeah, staring at that mini map and trying to figure out and navigate who you're trying to lock into next is probably really tough. But I think this is going to be a big issue for Call of Duty long term moving forward. I mean, the fact that we still don't have ranked play, not many people are playing the actual multiplayer. If you are playing Call of Duty, you're probably on Caldera playing Battle Royale. And so, I mean, the viewership surprised me, especially since it's been over on YouTube. It's been lower than we have expected than years prior. But the kickoff tournament had like 50, 60, 70,000 viewers.
Yeah, I think our match versus Optic had like 78.
It was the most.
I just don't know how that number is going to grow if there's no opportunities, not only from like an observing standpoint and actually watching the matches and like, hey, this is cool, I want to try this out, but there's really no way for a new player to come in unless they really understand it very well. Like there's no rank play, nobody's playing tournaments anymore on game battles. There's no like ecosystem.
I feel like it's sort of even bigger in like multiplayer arena-based shooters. Like other than like a CS:GO or a Valorant, like people are just gravitating towards battle royales nowadays. Like I feel like just a multiplayer shooter is so quick and fast, and like even like Halo came out and people were loving it for 2 to 3 weeks, and then now it's against just the same thing each time. Whereas like a BR feels like if you're watching a stream, it's like a story unfolding, and all these different things can happen. Whereas if you're watching someone play Berlin Hardpoint, they're just running at the hill over and over.
I would just argue on that point, you need something to play for. You need progression. And I think that's Halo's biggest issue, is that as soon as you hit Onyx, there's no point in playing anymore.
My mom's Onyx, too. Like, anyone can get it.
Yeah. I mean, but at least within the world of Valorant, and that's what Riot has done so well with League of Legends, and we've had this conversation a lot, and Valorant itself, you have a clear road of progression and elo, and if you're at the top, there's only like 500 people that are Radiant, there's only 20-some thousand people that are Immortal, and it's just like, you know that there's going to be meaningful progress if you win a game. But you can play 10 games in a row on Halo, and you won't gain any RR for your Onyx rank, and then you lose one game, and you just wiped out the 10 games that you just won.
Well, I've heard some rumors, but I think we're getting like a number-based ranking system like World War II had. I know you've grinded that nonstop, but
It's probably the best rank
that's
system
just what
that
we
they had.
need. Like, give me a number that goes up if I win and down if I lose. And
Did you play it or no?
No.
Yeah, it was Elo based.
it was dope because you just went on the leaderboard. You'd see like Abizi with 3 accounts, like Simp, just like all the favorite like pro players. And there was like, I remember in World War II, like the Ryan Bacardi kid. There was like a random amateur player, but he was like top 20 on the leaderboard. And he was always playing against the pros, and like it just gives you that opportunity to make a name for yourself
Guy's an
if you're a
account
no
now.
one.
I just don't understand though. The thing that gets me is why games don't release everything when the game drops. You like.
Well, that's a whole.
No, but
can of
what I'm
worms to
saying
open.
is, obviously, when we talk about Halo, they had a rank system, but it's not good, right? With COD, why would you drop a game? Like when Vanguard came out, I was grinding it for the first 2 weeks. It was new Call of Duty. Even though there were a lot of issues, it was still fun. And I was like excited to kind of do something competitive. There's no rank play.
Call of
So
Duty just cannibalizes their own game.
that's what I'm saying. I don't understand it because I feel like there's a lot of people out there every year who, if they had it off rip, they could save so many of like the COD is dead tweets and that sort of thing that happens every year because you have to wait X amount of months, and then by that time you're already back on a different game.
There's just rumors. I mean, I hope the rumors are true, but with the Activision acquisition, with Microsoft buying the entire company, there are rumors that Call of Duty might switch from a year release to maybe like bi-yearly or every 3 years, and that's what the game needs because you have spread the dev team so far thin that Treyarch, Raven Software that helped out a lot with old Call of Duties and Modern Warfare Remastered and the Battle Royale aspect of it, there just isn't enough workforce. I mean, Sledgehammer, you can see why there are so many problems with the game because they have like truly probably like a year and a half, 2 years. Like it says full 3-year dev cycle on these games, but
Not enough time.
It's not. It's just not enough time. So it's like it's opportunity cost. We either save the game and we release it on a different schedule so that we don't have to drop every single year, or we make a bunch of fucking money because we know people are going to buy Call of Duty historically because they always have. So.
No, you hit the nail on the head with that.
Capitalism.
It's just like a prioritization too. Like they're trying to deal with like campaign, multiplayer. Now Warzone came up. It's like the developers there are very, very talented. They're best in class at what they do. But when you create software, there's going to be bugs, and if you don't have the time to actually fix them with this annual release, it just is like a diminished product.
Well, how do you guys feel about speaking on that? The CDL kind of trying to implement more Warzone, especially because it's supposed to be an event, right? Mid-season. It's like I don't know for sure what it is, but do you think that is a good move or a bad move for the competitive side of things? Because obviously Warzone has been very popular for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It's tough to have these conversations publicly because I've had conversations internally with the team at Activision
Leak
that
it, leak
is
it,
leading.
leak it.
Well,
Come on, leak some.
that lead the CDL. It's a lot of great people. Look, I mean, we went very public, me and Hector and a bunch of community members about a month and a half ago, and we basically we tore the whole building down. And we were very vocal about our frustrations with the CDL and how the competitive landscape has been managed. And I have heard rumbles that Warzone is going to continue to be a priority from a competitive standpoint in hoping and bringing in new community members that are interested in competitive Call of Duty. I don't agree with that thesis. I don't agree with that strategy. I think Warzone and competitive Call of Duty are completely different products and should be treated as such. I understand the frame of thought if you don't understand the nuances of competitive Call of Duty, but nobody is going to watch a Warzone tournament with CDL players and then think to themselves, oh, I got to go watch them play on stage in game modes and maps that I'm not even familiar with because I don't play the multiplayer game. It starts with ranked play. There has to be ranked play from launch. The events need to start December, not March. We just need to use the opportunity, strike when the iron's hot, and I don't agree with the Warzone strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I share a similar sentiment. I think the integration where they showed like the Atlanta FaZe banners in the Warzone thing is cool.
That was
and
cool.
all.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was
cool. I gotta give them
think
credit for that.
I think it could be a cool way to maybe try to push some people, but to Matt's point, like I think the conversion rate of your average Warzone player to a CDL viewer is slim to none. Like it is such a different product. if it didn't have the Call of Duty name in front of it, it wouldn't be the same game essentially. So I just think it's something that we need to sort of accept that as a different product and find a way to make people care about competitive Call of Duty.
I just hope they don't, even though I kind of think that they're going this way, they don't only prioritize Warzone, because it is bringing in the viewership and there is, you know, a lot of companies that want to get involved with it. I don't want competitive COD to get pushed to the side.
Yeah. Well,
oh, yeah. I know you can't say nothing about that. I can, though.
Can we talk about...
You know, because Matt will get fired.
Can I bring up a topic that's not on script?
Yeah, go for it. I'm just...
Because now I kind of want to talk about the kickoff event and the matchups, but I want to talk about Simp.
Sure.
I really do.
Oh, wait, I already know what you're going to say.
Let's chat about him.
I don't know what's going on.
I
in his
beat
head.
his little... No.
Listen. I am a huge fan of Simp, and I'm going to let you guys talk, but I just need to... let me finish. I need to get this whole thought out. I am such a big fan of Simp just because of his raw talent. And he reached out to me back in the day on Black Ops 4 when he was still part of E United saying, I wanted to play with 100 Thieves. I want to be on the team. And at the time, we didn't have the opportunity.
You tell me I could have had Simp, but instead I had Octane?
Yeah, pretty much. No, he just wasn't
you might have
age
been
yet.
gone for Simp.
Listen, I'm not trying to preach. I'm not trying to tell Simp what to do, but I'm just going to lend unsolicited advice. Simp, you are too talented and you are too good at the game, and your impact that you have on this competitive community in 2 short years has been so incredibly massive. Whatever you're doing on social and trying to play this villain role or clapping back at individuals, of course you don't want to stay silent. It sucks to get negative tweets. When people are ganging up on you, there's no worse feeling. I've been there before. I promise you understand it. But I'm telling you, brother, long run for your career, put a smile on, keep pushing, and stay positive. Like, that sounds very cliche, and you can take your shots when the opportunity arises in the right moment, but it's got to be tasteful, and there has to be humility behind it. I just think that you're doing yourself and the amount of skill that you have in those thumbs of yours, that head of yours, you are doing yourself an incredible disservice to your legacy by clapping back on people on Twitter and talking shit to other players, and really just, it's uncharacteristic of what I've seen from Simp, because in his first 2 years, he was doing so good, and he was like the kid that everybody loved to love.
I mean, to play devil's advocate, I think part of it has been like he's been so damn dominant the past 2 years. Like, he's talking his shit, and I think it goes back to what you said about being like the tasteful thing and just like doing it the right way. Like, go talk shit to someone like a Kenny or a Crim6 or someone who's loud and obnoxious. Like, that's why I was talking to Crowder about. I was like, Drazah is like the nicest kid in the world. He was just like tweeting about a smoke grenade or something. Simp's coming at his neck.
I see
but
that.
It'll be good for the little rivalry, little storylines. Like, we're playing them this weekend. Should be a fun one.
I want the rivalries too, and the last thing I'll say, but even the stuff about, you know, when he got that super follow stuff enabled on Twitter, and he's like, hey, if you want to donate me money on Twitter, feel free. I'm like, brother,
I'm about to tweet on my PayPal.
You're getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you could be streaming, making even more money. You don't need to be asking your fans for cash.
I'll be honest.
And again, that's just from a humility standpoint, and like, I don't want to sound like I'm his parent or anything like that.
Too long.
I just
didn't
want
listen.
I just want the
I
best.
just want to hear Ian's take on this, because I feel like if Twitter gave Ian a button and just donate to him, he'd be pumping that out daily.
Hey, sub to my Patreon. Dude, the thing is he's still young. He's still a young kid.
Absolutely.
You know,
100%.
We've all been there. Well, at least I know I definitely have. But you're right in the sense of, and it's not just him. I think Call of Duty has always been about drama, like within the professional scene. Even that's why some of the biggest names on Twitter are from Call of Duty, because there's always something, whether it be Crim or Aches, in that villain role, creating some sort of unnecessary drama. But that's like who they are. Does that make sense? Like when you think of Crim, you're like, yo,
you are absolutely right.
Crazy.
Yeah. You're absolutely
Simp,
right.
You think of a quiet, soft-spoken kid who's unbelievably talented. But I think, like you said, he's trying to push this narrative as a villain to create these storylines where it's like, just be yourself, stream, even if you don't have to act like someone you're not, you know, but if you just are authentically you, put a smile on, he'll have so much to look forward to after his career, and he's already made like over $1 million. So yeah, I don't know why he's got the super. When he tweeted the super, like, so that was like
he just put a target
good
on
message.
his back.
And the thing is you can't double down. You know, if you mess up in the eyes of everyone, it's on the internet, it's there forever. You just got to admit, yeah, that wasn't the best. I don't know what I was doing. He doubled down and was like, what? I was just telling all the homies who support me, like, if they want to, you know, send me some cash, you can. It was like, come on.
You're absolutely right, though. And I had this conversation with somebody else the other day, not about Simp, but I always forget that Simp is like, what, 20 years old, 19 years old?
He's young.
Dog, I am literally a decade older than him, and I had to learn through my own mistakes and my own shortcomings and my own missteps. A lot of these players are very, 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 very young, and they're thrusted into a spotlight that not a lot of people will ever get to experience, and they can't walk in the shoes that Simp does. So that's true. And I need to be, before I even bring stuff up on a podcast, I need to understand those things and remember I got a decade on this kid, and he's in a situation that not a lot of people will experience. And so we don't know what that feels like or what's going on in his head. So
It's
I think you
good
need to give him a benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, you definitely do. But at the same time, it's good to bring it up. Not saying that all he has is yes men by him, but, you know, it's the same thing with anyone who is super successful in entertainment, in a sport, whatever the case may be. People are going to kind of let you go off the rails and not say anything if they're a part of your circle, you know, but it's always the people that will tell you, like, no, you shouldn't do this. Like, I experienced the same things that you're going through right now because of how you're acting.
But it's one of those
It's
things.
good
It's
to
like,
have. It's not like you're coming at him maliciously.
yeah, but it's like I could shoot him a DM, but you know, again, unsolicited advice. I don't need to bring it up on a podcast. The shit was just something I was thinking about.
You have an odd way of thinking, but I was letting you rock.
Well, I
you
mean,
know.
you're trying to drive some entertainment. This is the shit that people really care about.
Yeah.
It's like we can sit here and talk about Caldera and the competitive Call of Duty ecosystem all day, but this is what people are really want to know more about.
I don't think there's anything wrong with
I just think he's a
about
great kid, and he needs to keep his head down, keep working.
Okay. Well, I have another question for both of you guys then. How do you feel about the squad so far? It was only the kickoff, which
I mean,
it was what? It was $30,000. It wasn't like crazy
I mean,
amount of money.
money
There's no
don't matter.
points or nothing.
the way we looked like
Hold
it,
up.
it was a
Money does matter.
It was a
Let's not be-
competitive. Shut up. It was a competitive LAN event. We very much cared about winning it. Like, we were going in, treating it just we would any other major. Team had like a slow start overall in the year, especially with like moving out here and just like learning the game and everything. So, especially playing from LA on like 50 ping on Texas service lot, I didn't really know what to think going in. But I think this event was huge for us. We got a lot of confidence. We were absolutely frying on LAN, like even in scrims, we were just playing very, very well as a whole. And then when we got back this past week, we've been lights out lately. So I think we've a lot of good momentum. We got to really build on it. You know, I've been pushing the guys, like, we can't get complacent. You have this type of confidence, but I'm really excited about this season. I'm excited about how the team's doing so far. Cap's work with the guys well, so should be a much better year.
It's crazy what some confidence will do. Because it's like you said, I remember you telling me that they didn't look horrible before the kickoff, but they didn't look great by any means. And nothing changed but playing on LAN and performing well, you know. It's always mind-blowing to me because people don't think about it. Like, you could be lacking confidence without even knowing it. And then all of a sudden you just get that little boost and you're on a spaceship.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised with the team's performance. Obviously, heartbreaker when we lost to Toronto Ultra, and I want to talk about that a little bit more in detail. But for me, Eric and JCap have done an incredible job this year behind closed doors. So those that support LA Thieves, like management and coaches, are doing a great job. They kept us updated and gave us like a very comprehensive breakdown of what they expect from the event and what the players could potentially perform like on stage. And we had known that they've looked a little shaky in scrims prior to playing on LAN. And then they just blew the hinges off the door and were just waxing everyone. And that first match versus Optic, I think, was the biggest thing for me, just because I have such a profound respect for Shotzi and Dashy and everybody on that team, Scump and Illy, and the level of talent. So I wasn't sure if we were going to win that match, but LA Thieves versus Optic is always going to be like a grudge match that's always going to be competitive. And so when we finally won that, I couldn't believe it. The momentum we shifted and the perception of everybody's opinion on LA Thieves. The Toronto Ultra match kind of fucked me up a little bit just because the one thing that we had going for us was search and destroy. And I just sort of had like a PTSD moment. I was talking to Envoy and Kenny about it before this, where I remember our former roster playing on Cold War versus Toronto Ultra. We were playing like standoff S&D. And of course, we've all played that map a million times. And I'm watching like Slasher and the whole squad just every single round, like playing default, set up, trying not to die, and waiting for the other team to peek and make a mistake. And then if you look at the mini map, Toronto Ultra is fucking hitting lanes, hitting back alley, like moving,
playing confident.
Yeah, playing confident, taking risk. So that was the only thing that sort of like grinded my gears about the match, and I could be completely wrong about the style of play that they had in mind, LA Thieves, for that match. But when we played Optic on Desert Siege, we were getting first bloods. We were playing aggressive. And then when I watched this on Bocage, obviously a very small map, not a lot of lanes to hit. But if you look at the mini-map on offense and defense, Toronto Ultra was just shaking and baking, making things happen. And I felt like they took the game rather than us on our back foot letting the game come to us.
No, they were clearly better than us in that map. And, like, that's one of those things. It was such like a minor thing, and we didn't think of this when we played, but we learned, like, on the A site, what they were doing on defense, they'd open 2 of the doors. They could, like, see across and throw nades and, like, little shit like that we, like, you just don't think about until you see or, like, play against. So I think they were definitely more prepared on that, and it's something you just learn with experience, especially early on the search. But the one thing I want to go back to that I was super happy at this event about was Drazah's performance, especially versus Optic. Like, he's not a true rookie, but he's still getting his feet wet, you know, getting that LAN experience. Is his first time being solidified in the roster to start. To go to that home crowd of Texas against the Optic fans, to be that loud, and to, like, even in map 1, the game-winning, like, 3 or 4 PC in a ring where he, you know, beat Shotzi's ass, like, that was such a good confidence moment for that young kid. To also, just for me, seeing him do that on stage, because, you know, we've seen a lot of kids go in practice, they do really well, they fry, and then you get to the stage, and it's a whole new ballgame.
The jitters get you.
And, like, Zach is one of those kids who, he says it all the time, he literally doesn't give a fuck, and, like, he was just, like, he does not care who he's playing against. Like, everyone has the same health, and he's just out there to play Call of Duty, and, like, I love to see that energy translate to a situation where the lights were at the brightest. I thought that was really good to see.
Boy said, fuck it then. Don't chow me on checkmate. I was like, Drazah, that was Cold War, baby. You're on Vanguard. We're talking about checkmate. But
yeah, they look really good.
They look good.
And you know what, too? On certain maps, like, everybody was doing their thing. I mean, I know Envoy wasn't happy with his first day performance, and he got on stage the next day, and he was putting up some good numbers. Like, everybody was doing their part. And a couple, like, small lapses of judgment, like that hard point on Tuscan versus Toronto Ultra, and a couple miscommunications were the difference maker. Because I truly believe, and big shout out to Seattle Surge for having, like, young guns. Brandon, who used to work for us, is leading that team over there. I love Lamar and accuracy. He's just great to hang out with. They did their thing, but I think we would have beat them in finals.
Yeah,
we
our
were
guys
7 seconds away from going to finals and winning the kickoff event, in my opinion.
They definitely played Toronto way closer.
Yeah, that was one of those things that, like, it absolutely sucked. It stung a lot in the moment, but just knowing that we can compete with the best, and, like, the way I view it at this stage of competitive Call of Duty, you got to get to every championship Sunday. If you're, you know, one of those top 4 teams, you're giving yourself a chance to always win, and you're going to win a few of them going from there. And just seeing the guys at that level, like, was a positive thing, even though the loss sucked.
I do want to say that is one of the positives I think the CDL did, is having this kickoff tournament, because
it should have been double elim.
Well,
I think it was half-assed, and the only reason why they did it was so they could do their media day. I love that there was something on the line. It should have been double elim. Bro, we waited 3 months for a fucking tournament. You can give us a double elim for the kickoff.
That's fair.
Not a single elim, 1 best of 5, and you're gone? Hell no.
Now, I'm not going to act like the CDL is paying me, but I was saying that it was good in the sense of to have kind of just a tournament, a preseason tournament, even though it could have been better, could have been double elim, but just to test everything. Yes, it could have happened months before, whatever the case may be. I think that is a small step in the right direction to where they can figure out any bugs, whether it be in the actual game on LAN that might not happen online, maybe bugs in the production side of things. Obviously, yes, I know you said it. They just wanted to do their media day.
It's the 3rd year, Ian. I mean, listen, I have the utmost respect for the people that work at the CDL and the utmost respect for Esports Engine that produced the event. these things that you're saying are fair in some way, but
Okay.
it's the third year. Like, we're not using a competitive tournament to look for bugs. Like, that's the shit that pissed me off, too, because you got Gunless going on Twitter after he got eliminated. He's like, nobody cares about this tournament. For all you fans at home, this is such a joke. Nobody actually understands what these players are going through.
He's a villain, by the
Adam
way. He's a
Apicella.
good
Brother,
villain.
it is
Adam clapped that.
mid-January, and the game came out in October. There's no excuse.
You're not wrong for that. You're not wrong.
I'm all for, proactiveness, being positive, and giving them the benefit of the doubt. It's the third year.
Yeah, I mean, it's simple.
fair. That's fair.
We want more tournaments. We want all the teams there. Competition on land.
I mean, hell, I heard that map 3 was a 1v1 gulag until 3 weeks ago. So,
It was looking like it was. gonna
you
be
had to
that.
play Warzone gulag to see if you were the 8th seeded team for these damn tournaments.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that could be fixed, but
So
What do you-
first
I mean, before the
impressions, I'm
players-
better than 90% of these kids that's play this game, man.
I think this is always going to be a hot topic. And obviously, we handed Optic their first loss of the year. From what you've seen, Muddawg, in Eric. Man, I really
Sup,
saved
Nade?
that
Sup,
one.
Nadeshot?
Matt had a long night last night.
I did not. I've just been up, and I was in the grinder since 6 a.m. on Valorant before my first meeting at 9.
Where you got up at 6 a.m. to play Val?
I've been waking up at 6 a.m. every day for the last, 3 weeks to play Valorant before my first phone call of the day.
I respect that. When
I'm
I was first trying to
passionate.
get in the habit of lifting it early in the morning at 7 a.m. with Cap, I just woke up at 7 a.m. to play games a few days to, get my sleep schedule.
I
there.
love waking up early. Besides the point, but I'm glad that you're back in the gym.
Hey,
you're
thanks,
gonna
man.
inspire me.
No, he's not.
Do we
You're not
think-
going back to the gym.
Do we think this Optic roster can withstand the test of time? Because obviously we know how much talent they have, and it's weird to see one of these rosters without somebody like Formal or Crim6 or somebody that you just expect to win. And obviously everybody expects Scump and Shotzi and Illy and Dashy, that roster, to win.
Yeah.
But it's tough for me on the back end behind closed curtains to know who on the team is showing the most leadership. You obviously have Rambo behind you, but he can't be with you in game.
Right.
So do you guys think that with all the talent that they have throughout the year that they'll actually be able to convert that into winning events?
I think if this year is probably their best opportunity to do that with Ray, because I think in the past some of their issues were discipline and decision making related, and maybe Ray can switch some of their mindset. Like, obviously Shotzi's incredible talent there. I think, from what I saw at the kickoff, they weren't on the same page of how to play things. Their pacing was a little off, but they definitely have the talent to win. And I think, again, in this version of the CDL, you need 4 guys who can shoot with the best of everyone and make those crazy 2 and 3 pieces happen. But it also comes down to playing fundamentally correct, especially with these squad spawns. Like, if you let one person through, or one little slip in the crack, the whole setup falls apart. Everything spawns out. So I think that they can do it this year, but I think Ray's going to really need to get the guys disciplined, and that's something that I think we've been really good at. Is so far in Hardpoint, we've been developing our system and learning it over time, and we really play to the book we've almost created in a sense.
Shout out to Slasher. They definitely have the talent to win. Slasher by the book.
Yeah.
But I've always been a big believer in any esport that you see your ceiling very early on as a team. So I think it's
I completely agree with that, by the way.
so the first 1 or 2 events, if Optic isn't a contender, I don't think that they will have a chance to win with that same 4. But that goes for any team. You could see within the first month or 2 where you stand, and you'll never it's very rare to kind of surpass those expectations just because that's your ceiling where you're at as a team. I think Ray will help a lot, but it will be interesting not having kind of that in-game leader. I think, honestly, whenever I did watch their streams when they scrimmed, it was like Illy was kind of their IGL, which and he was doing a pretty good job in it, but it takes time and experience to kind of understand that role because it's in and out of game. Understanding how to manage different personalities.
I completely agree with your sentiment on understanding a team's ceiling pretty quickly. I mean, the only thing that stopped me from believing that back in the day was when we won X Games. I'm not trying to bring that up, but I always thought that team was fucking cursed.
Yeah, flukes happen.
I was like, there's no way me, Clay, Proof, and Scump are going to win together. And we ended up winning a tournament. Whatever.
Yeah,
the
anybody
case.
can get lucky.
But from there on out, I was like, we need to go get Formal and Crim. So I completely agree, and a lot of fans at home might not agree, but I think you'll know right away within the first couple months. Even then, that's a long time to me, whether that team's going to work out or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I can speak from personal experience.
Yeah, you could probably you and Eric can both speak to it. You probably more so than anybody.
With 100T in the beginning of Black Ops 4, we never from the first event we got top 12.
Yeah,
I think. And you could just tell from the way we interacted with one another, the way we viewed the game. And it could be something as simple as just swapping out one person. Obviously, when we got Priesta and Crowder, he was the coach, which helped a lot. But one person changes the whole team dynamic. And we didn't start dominant with Preston, but you could see the potential.
Facts.
We improved rapidly.
Well, one player getting different kills on the map, hitting things at different times, one person's decision making can make a team so much better instantaneously.
Well, especially when you talk about an aggressive sub in Black Ops 4 P-Dog was for us.
Who's impactful.
It was a brand new ball game.
And I think the biggest thing with that is, and it gets overlooked, is just the mentality of when you are a new team and you're not doing as hot, you kind of start thinking in the back of your head, do we have what it takes to win with this team? And then it just adds up over time. And then you're basically waiting for failure.
Yeah.
Waiting to blow up and switch a team or switch a player.
That's something that's so great with these four we have too. Even on the rough days of practice early on, they were so positive and just literally talking about, okay, what do we need to do better here, which is how it should be, especially early on. If you're getting bodied in scrims in week 2, no one knows how to play the game correctly then. So the type of mental resilience our guys have, I think, is important because that's when teams can blow up, right? You have a few bad days, shit goes south, everyone starts coming at each other's necks and being able to
start throwing personals at someone's mom. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you were.
So we talked about Optic. What do you guys think about FaZe Clan? I think that's probably the most pressing thought on everybody's minds in the community. You have a team that was so dominant for an entire year, longer than that, and then they lose to Seattle Surge out of the tournament. What's the inside scoop, Eric? What's the word on the street between all the pro players and teams? Does FaZe Clan still got it?
I think FaZe is still going to be an S-tier team. I think Seattle, especially early on, was ahead of other teams. And I think also people are underestimating how good Seattle is. Pred is – he showed this weekend that he has the potential to be an S-tier sub.
Boy, he's a model, too.
He was a model. He used to be a pro soccer player. I'm a big Pred fan. He's a good guy. But, people were underestimating Seattle. Yeah, over in Australia.
It's football. Jesus, get it right.
Jesus.
No.
Nah, FaZe
Philadelphia Eagles are football.
Go Birds, Nick Foles. You know what I'm saying? Fuck Tom Brady. Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, dude, Simp, Abizi, Cell, Alec, RCDs.
They're not going to fall off.
They're going to be an S-tier team.
Even though I was surprised because Seattle kind of put it to them.
They did.
In the match that they won. But I think when you look back at it, they had their ring ceremony. It's a preseason event. I'm just saying, you're I never got a ring. But if I was getting a ring ceremony, I'm in my feelings oh, yeah, we did that last year. They don't really – and it's a single limb tournament. They know going into it. Obviously, you want to win every tournament.
I don't actually know what their best maps are, but talking to Crowder, he said he purposely picked their worst maps to try to get him experience with that. I'm the messenger. I'm the messenger
wait,
here.
He probably did. No,
bro,
hey, wait, he probably.
Crowder said that on stage at the first event, the first look that the community is going to get at FaZe Clan, he said that he picked their worst maps just to get some reps in.
You want
to be fair? When we played Optic,
you're not gonna.
We picked our worst maps.
You're not
Crowder
gonna
if you told me that shit. I don't care, bro. I don't care. I don't care that control just got added to the game. I don't care that it was a single limb tournament. I don't care that it was only for $30,000 fucking dollars. If anybody from my organization said that they went into that event not caring about what was gonna happen, I'd send them packing in their fucking bags. I swear to God, that shit that shit does not cut it. We're 3 months in the fucking game. If you go to a kickoff event, you don't care about winning, you shouldn't be fucking competing in the first place.
Wow, that was some fire. No, I agree. You were spitting bars. Wait, funny story, though, that the first event we won in Black Ops 4, Chris did that. In pool play, when we played Optic.
I love Crowder personally and professionally. I don't ever want to fucking work with him again.
Wait. Think
I hate his
Your
vetoes.
worst maps,
No,
your bro, go out there to win. Not like, oh, let's, you know.
You didn't even let me explain the reasoning, though.
Maps. I get the reasoning.
What is the
Trust
reasoning?
me.
What's the reasoning?
The reasoning is, well, I mean, I can assume what you're gonna say.
So the reasoning
I don't know
was,
the reasoning.
Well, and now it doesn't work with the kickoff because single limb, so they picked their worst maps and just got online first rounded. But when he did it with us, it was pool play, and we had already known that
Pool play makes sense.
that us and Optic were already guaranteed making it out.
You don't
and
want to give the other team looks. You
Yeah,
don't
well,
wanna-
we wanna fuck with
so
the
we
vetoes.
wanted,
Playing on land.
we wanted to play their best maps to see how they played it.
That's smart.
I remember I tweeted out after we won because people were roasting us, and then they were just cooking me.
Bro, if you're out there trying to play single limb against Seattle Surge, trying to figure out how they play their best maps, I'd be like,
You
kick
are right.
rocks.
No, you are right. I'm not saying that is
We gotta bring Kick
acceptable.
Rocks back.
I'm just saying when you look at it from an unbiased point of view, there was other factors going into it, and we don't know. I mean, maybe Eric does behind the scenes. Like you saw Gunless tweet out. I don't know if everyone that was there was like, this is a joke. They're not on the right patch. The game's different. I've seen people tweeting about that. So
I think as soon as you see someone pop a 2-piece at the end of a round, they're over there yelling at the other team on stage. Like, it matters.
Bro,
it definitely
it's-
matters.
land tournament
matters.
It's the fucking principle of it, and it's how long competitive Call of Duty and this tournament system and ecosystem has existed. We were fucking sweating our asses off for 2Ks and 5Ks every single weekend. Everybody wanted to win those tournaments. So you're telling me everybody flew out for a major event, whether it was single limb, all the other factors, regardless of that, you're telling me people got on stage in front of 70,000 people and said, I don't really care if we win.
No, our team did that.
I mean, I let me rephrase. I guess because I don't want to put words in their mouths. I'm not saying that that's how they were looking at it. And regardless, who cares about that? I don't think they're going to fall off.
I'm not saying anybody's going to fall off. I'm just saying if any player that is playing for an organization left that tournament and said it doesn't fucking matter, I just don't agree. Like you could keep that to yourself and think that and maybe use that as your mentality. But I don't want to fucking hear about it.
yeah.
Oh, I agree with that.
You should never.
Game's been out for 3 months, bro. Y'all, I don't care how many problems you had. You've been playing Hardpoint. You've been playing Search. Control, yeah, whatever. But
It's because the kids nowadays get paid too much money, salary rise. We might as well start leaking salary if you want, the views, the drama. They just don't care about it like that. Like you said, we were in a trap house in Atlanta, Georgia, in COD Ghost playing. I was playing for my life.
We were getting
Facts.
paid, we were getting paid
Gunshots
like
coming through the windows.
$700 a month.
bro,
I had to
facts,
stream
though.
40 hours in a month to get food stamps, basically.
I mean, me
I
and
was eating
you
raw
getting fights
chicken.
with Cap over Halo games for free.
Yeah.
I got passion over that. Like,
So now the money starts coming in guaranteed. They just view, they don't view it back in our day.
I think the majority of people still take it very
There
seriously.
needs to be
and care about every
survival
match.
instinct, man. I'm telling you. These salaries ain't going to be here forever.
some.
Just give one shot, bro.
Wait, what is
I'd be
the
going
movie?
in
I just
there.
had a blank. What's the movie with Katniss Everdeen?
Hunger Games?
Yeah, they should do that. It's like
That's
Hey.
Battle Royale, dude.
no,
We've
I'm
done
talking about
that.
in real life, like team that doesn't like whoever gets 12th at the first event. You guys got to fight each other to the death. Somebody's out of here.
Just like relegation, whatever team gets 12th, the challenger team comes in.
Hey, and TJ Haley gets smoked by Capsule.
No, I mean,
My condolences,
Bro, if
Talking
I
about-
were on that, if I were on LAG and I saw one of my teammates say this doesn't matter, I would be livid. Bro, when I'm in rank
mean,
play
they
on
probably
fucking
were.
Valorant, I got my buddy Arsh. He's 20 years old, and this is who I was actually talking about. I was on stream.
What's his
saying,
name?
His name's Arsh.
Arsh. Okay.
He's a good dude from Toronto. He's pretty talented. He wants to play pro one day. He wants to play professionally. It's what he talks about doing, like maybe a year from now or something. This guy, he was playing with me like every day, and we be in a match, and he's immortal on his main account. And I guess at one point he was radiant or something.
So you've been getting boosted by him.
Nah, I have
Did
not
you just
been
expose
boosted.
yourself?
No, I have not. But have you been watching the stream? We talked a
Homie,
lot about
he said
this.
my
No,
boy
hold on, let me
Arsh.
finish.
We grind.
Let me finish.
Okay, I'm sorry.
me, Arsh, Hiko,
And
and
listen, I know people got different priorities. People don't care about the things that I care about the same way that I do. But my point is, this dude he hasn't fucking made it. He's not Asuna. He's not Hiko. He's not playing on the biggest stage. And we'll be playing against people that are like low immortal, high diamond. and he'll die. He's like, "Oh, you fucking shit cam player, bro. Low elo, like you
Oh,
don't
like
even make
he's
sense,
too good
bro."
for-
He's
yeah.
acting like he's too good. He's like, "I don't like." You press him about it. He's like, "I don't care about this. I'm listening to music. These guys are
I
brain
hate that.
dead."
I hate
I'm
that. I
like,
hate
why?
that.
Why are you 7-20 right now, bro? If you were like Asuna or Hiko, if you want to play pro one day, don't. If you don't want to play in this environment, don't get on your ult. Don't play with me. Take that energy somewhere else, because I take this shit serious, bro. So
It
if
sounds
you got
so-
players in COD doing that.
It
on
sounds
stage,
so cliche because of like the traditional sports, and I hate when people make the comparison. But like the practice how you play shit is so damn true, and like I preach that
it's
to
the
these guys all the
mindset.
Look at
time.
Rambo, bro. This dude is the most methodical individual I've ever met, bro. There's not one round of golf he goes plays, or one round of bowling that he goes and does. Call of Duty.
Oh,
That
plus his
motherfucker
passion. Ray
is
Bowles
like
at 270 is like I had the worst day of my life.
Bro.
I need to be better.
passion, competition.
You know what I felt? I felt the anger coming out of you with your homie Arsh, but I feel the real story here was you were tight because
He was 7-20.
because
just
he's
throwing
supposed to
your
be
elo away.
immortal boosting you, and he was costing you like some bronze too.
No, listen, and this is facts. I'm not even saying this for the stream. You go, there was multiple days me and Arsh played together. We probably played together like 7 days in 2 weeks. There, like 3 out of those 7 days, I played better than him all day. I was dropping 20 plus. Listen, I'm not here fighting for my life trying to tell you guys how good I'm Valorant. I'm just
Fight,
saying,
baby,
this
fight.
Kid, but he's 20 years old. That's the other thing. It's like I can't put myself in his shoes anymore because it's so long ago.
Yeah.
But I get it, bro. Like, he's a young kid. You got to give him the benefit of the doubt. I like Arsh. I like Arsh a lot, but
I can't wait.
You just want to
till-
educate the youngins.
I can't wait till rank play comes out, and me and you got Matt by our side on Berlin hardpoint with the passion, just stunning our front and then stunning it again because it's squad spawns and they spawn there again. It's
He's
gonna be lit.
giving me great rotations, great holds, but he's 4-20.
yeah, facts.
But enough of your Valorant talk, man. I think the boys are ready. Will, the producer, the legend, the greatest of all time, better than Michael Jordan, if you could pull them up. Oh, they're already up. Never mind. It's awkward. What's going on, though, fellas? How you guys doing today?
What's up? One thumb.
Good, man.
Chilling.
Not bad.
Hey, that was good, Ken. See how I just threw it out there? I wanted to see if they would kind of interrupt each other. Ken needs a haircut. Sam, you looking all right? Drazah, is that a hickey on your neck? No, I'm just kidding. Hey, what's good?
Push out.
I don't know why they let me do these things. Y'all want to say what's good to him or what, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't
You
want
see
to
him
cut
every
you
day.
off.
No, you.
All right,
yeah.
boys. Well, welcome back to LA. Appreciate all the hard work in Arlington, Texas. Damn close match. We talked a little bit before we went live. Man, that was a nail biter. We were 7 seconds away from probably winning that damn kickoff event. I'm curious from your guys' perspective, and I'm sure the community wants to hear.
I'll tell you what happened. I know
Well,
exactly
I know
who
everybody,
fucked up.
you know, that's really understands competitive Call of Duty can see what went wrong, but I'm curious those final like 60 seconds, maybe like the last 30 seconds of that hard point where Cammy popped the 3-piece, and then when they came back and won on that final hard point, what was going through your heads, and what do you guys think went wrong? And I want you guys to actually like tell me what the comms were like, what the decision making was like what was going through your heads
you didn't
in
hear
that
Dross?
final minute.
Dross said it. He was fighting ghosts. He was looking at nobody, baby. It was a wrap after that.
All right, let me break it down. So going into the Churchill, me and Ken try to rotate. We don't check our corners. We get pieced. So automatically we're like, damn, we're trying to rotate here. It doesn't work out. We miss trades. Comms are hectic because we're trying to close out the game, mess up the Churchill. P5, it's just a Nade fest, contest fest. Try to push it to a P1, and then I guess Cammy gets a 4-piece. I didn't even know that, but we were looking for ghosts on the pinch. No one was helping me look their side. I played a burger angle to hold it, and
Do you guys think if you didn't contest P5 at the end and just full rotated and got control of the right side of the map that you guys would have locked down those 7 seconds?
Nah, I think that map plays like that. Like you want to like get, because it's like hard to like pick up the pinch like on the P1 because the P5's so far from the P1. So he can be anywhere. So if you go fight him at O, you know he's not pinching, or like at least he can't deep pinch. So it's like it kind of eliminates that possibility of him being able to pinch, and it also like you don't really lose a lot because we still won the rotation to the P1. We just were looking for ghosts. That's as simple.
someone
as
was Potts. I'm not going to name names.
No.
it was kind of just a miscommunication type thing too. So I think that's just the big like problem there was miscommunication.
Now, going into the kickoff tournament, you know, we talked a little bit about it on the broadcast, but were you guys all in that tournament? Like, you guys wanted to win. Were you guys trying as hard as you possibly
They're
could?
gonna tell you, nah, we didn't. We won to lose. Come on.
Yeah,
son,
man.
what?
Nah, we were kind of shooting the shit. We weren't really trying. No, of course we were trying hard. What? Doesn't matter. Bro, people tried to downplay it because it was single elim, but there were all 12 teams there. We had months and months of practicing this game. Like, that was a tournament, 100%.
I texted him and told him to say that.
Now, I'm curious from your guys' perspective again, because I think the Toronto Ultra match, I mean, clearly you guys handed it to Optic. You guys were vibing on stage, smiles all around. I love that. Love seeing you guys have fun. With Toronto Ultra, I'm sure any of you expected to lose 2 search and destroys in that best of 5. Do you guys have a lot of takeaways from those matches? Did you guys go watch the VODs, or what do you think went wrong with, traditionally, from what I've heard, S&D has been your best game mode?
I think our S&D is just simple. Like, we need to win the rounds that we're supposed to win, like first bloods, or like whenever we have man advantages. I feel like that's like our biggest like feat that like we've been fighting against in practice right now. It's like winning the rounds that we need to, or like guaranteeing the rounds that we're supposed to win. And I feel like it showed. Like, for example, me and Sam in the 1v2 versus Insight, and just like a 2v4 in the first Berlin S&D, like we didn't win the rounds we were supposed to. And it's kind of just momentum. Whenever you lose a round like that, it's kind of devastating. So it's like, you got to win the rounds you're supposed to. And it kind of like leads into a better performance on the map in general, just because, like I said, momentum.
And just having a bigger playbook. I mean, we have like our go-to strats, but we need to like expand going into this major, and we've been working on that. So.
Okay.
Can't be upset.
We got to be quicker to adapt. Got it.
Can't. I mean, Drazah just gotta not be stuck in mud, baby, and that's over in 4. It don't even go to the. I think the biggest thing is they looked really good.
They 100%.
You know, they played Toronto tougher than Seattle. No disrespect to Seattle, they look great too. But I'm surprised at how many people were shocked at how good LAT did. Because I did my whole predictions thing.
From LA factor.
You just gonna interrupt me, Sam, or what, with that egghead?
Yeah, I am going to.
And I got cooked. People were telling me, they were like, you don't know nothing about COD, old head. Like, LAT looks like one of the worst teams in the game right now.
To be fair, when you tweeted that out, like at that point we were pretty inconsistent in practice. And
I was biased as hell. That's
you
my, I'm
didn't
just
even ask me how scrims were going. You're just like, they're winning.
I was, yeah. But still, you guys look good. I want to know, were you guys surprised by any teams in the kickoff, or even though everyone was going hard, do you not really take any team's performance into effect? Like, did it matter if they performed badly, or say like a team like Seattle made it all the way to the finals?
I feel like it's just about like morale. Like, if I would have went there and played one match, it would have been like devastating. And like our loss is already like heartbreaking as it is. Like, I'm just happy we played more than one match, and obviously taking away the like mistakes we made like at the event.
I think the results of the tournament kind of panned out how people had the power rankings. Other than us, I think we were probably the anomaly team, but I think people had Seattle rated very highly, Toronto rated very highly. Like, FaZe losing early was obviously pretty big, and then like Boston, yeah. But I think like most of the teams kind of panned out how the power rankings were pre-kickoff.
Interesting. Okay.
Boston's good too.
Is FaZe? Boston. I don't know how Boston's good. They got TJ Haley on the team. Remember we had him? So Matt asked us a question. I kind of want to get your guys' opinion. I'm trying to get some sort of drama. Do you think that FaZe losing early on in the kickoff, you think that's going to affect them at all moving forward?
It's the same thing that happened last year.
Damn. I know. I was trying to get y'all. FaZe
They got smoked by Florida at last year's kickoff.
Wait, I got a question for you guys. What on LAN or in that tournament, was it controversial when Drazah threw that smoke? Were you not supposed to do that? Like what Kenny and Simp were beefing about?
I saw.
Was that considered like all the players were pissed that you did that?
No, it was controversial because Zach's the only one that successfully one-wayed people. We were getting one-wayed, and we were just killing the people in the smoke. Zach is the only one that was successfully doing it. Yeah.
So like, other people were throwing smokes at the events?
Yeah. Donnie was trying to one-way us in our S&D. Shotzi was trying to one-way us. Like, we were getting one-wayed. They just weren't killing us. That's not our fault.
To give you a little context, to start with the smoke thing, like Ray tweeted out that the smokes couldn't be one-wayed and they were absolutely fine. But if you stand in it, you see the person's name, little red dot thing. So Zach's like, well, dude, if we're not going to GA smokes, like, I'm just going to see the names through it. And people are trying to say you should use a smoke, but you shouldn't one-way it. Like, The way I view it is you either leave smokes in and just play with them normal, or you take them out. You can't do this whole like you can use it, but only use it in this way.
I mean, to one way a smoke, like could I accidentally one way a smoke? Like if it's a panic throw, like the.
I mean, at any time you're near the smoke, you can see the name. So one ways are going to happen just organically.
Yeah, I didn't understand all the beef. I guess I want to know is that real beef with Simp? Or is it just Twitter fingers? Because I saw you clapping back, Ken, with the whole snaking debacle.
Bro, because I'm not, because, like, first of all, to start it off, the kickoff was supposed to, like, show how broken either snipers were or smokes were. So I would assume people were going to use them to show how broken they were because people don't want smokes in the game. Like I said, Zach wasn't the only one that one-wayed, so him, like, saying we deserved that loss was kind of weird of him. And then he's also trying to play the villain thing, which I respect, but at the same time, you can't force it. You know, you got to just let your gameplay talk for you. But, I mean, he has done that as well, but, like, he can't disrespect Zach. That's how I see it, because he wasn't the only one that did it. And then, again, like I said, snaking has always been a thing, and people say it's GA'd, but people still do it. So it's like, if one wins GA'd, then why can't people still do it if people still snake? And we know they got one of the best snakers on their team, and they praise him for it. So, like, I don't know. I'm going to praise my smoke demon. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to praise my smoke demon. We're going to praise snaking.
One, you know when anybody says, oh, yeah, I can respect it. He don't respect it. Ken doesn't respect the villain art.
No, I respect it. I respect it because I like when people play the villain.
I'm happy that Ken stood, like, you know what I mean? He backed
100%, bro. It's like when NBA players on the court, like somebody has a hard foul, you got
malice in the palace, you know, I'm swinging.
Yes. Hey, I respect that a
for
lot.
extra context, like as soon as every map ends, right away, Ken looks at the VOD and is like, yo, Zach, why the fuck did you do this on this map? Like, you got, like, Ken is on Zach's ass because he wants to make him better, but, like, Ken will also be the first one to defend Zach. Like, it's a great relationship.
It shows a lot of leadership, too, man. We love to see that. Like, Ken, obviously, you know, Octane dipped for a little bit, but Ken has been with us every year that we've been a part of Call of Duty, and I love, like, the older brother, younger brother relationship, you know? It shows a lot of leadership. And even, like, listening to your guys' comms and scrims, and even on stage when you had the listen-ins, you guys are on top of it. So this is a really fun team. I'm excited for the rest of the year. I think everything panned out the way we had hoped in terms of the offseason, and now having all four of you finally here and performing the way that you did at the kickoff, I couldn't be more excited for the rest of the year.
So, like, yo, y'all are about to play FaZe. Don't get bodied. So, boys, you got the match coming up against FaZe soon. Obviously, there's some beef that was on Twitter that we've seen, you know, back and forth. Drazah, how do you feel going into the match? Like, are you, fuck it then, don't chow me on checkmate? Are you a little nervous? Because there is this kind of added pressure. I guess you don't want to lose after Simp was calling you out.
Oh, for sure. I mean, obviously, no one wants to lose a FaZe and no one wants to lose a match, but I feel like it just adds a little bit more heat to the match, which is always fun. Like, even, you know, there's a lot of money, there's, you know, championships, but just having a little bit more beef, like, I've always preferred that. Just like, you just want it a little bit more. Like, you just want to beat them a little bit more than everything else. So I'm excited for that match.
He's not a vegetarian. He wants the beef. What do you guys think is going to be the most important thing for you to win that series? Because obviously you kind of got unlucky with the first online match being against a team like FaZe instead of maybe a lesser skilled team. But what is something that you're focused on in that series specifically?
Not getting caught in the mix. That's the perfect way to put it.
Not getting caught in the mix? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, like, in squad spawn games, it can get really hectic. And, like, FaZe is really good at, like, putting the pressure on you and, like, making you forget about, like, your, you know, small things you're supposed to be doing on the map. And, like, you can get caught in the mix where you're just sprinting forward, not waiting for each other, and, like, making dumb, you know, stupid plays on the map where you're just, like, not taking your time, or, like, it's not like you're not focused. It's just, like I said, getting caught in the mix. Like, you just die so many times, you're like, okay, I need to go get a kill. But, like, I feel like our team's really good at, like, resetting during the map. So I think if we can just stick to, like, you know, resetting whenever we're in, like, a bad position, or, like, obviously keeping the pressure on them, and once again, not getting caught in the mix, I feel like we'll be fine.
Especially on lane, our pacing was really good. So we're just trying to, like, keep that going online and just be as consistent as we can.
I've got a quick question. It's not about the FaZe Clan match, but I had just remembered. Envoy, I'm curious for you after beating Optic at the kickoff. Listen, I know your boys are scump. You love all the players and Hector over there. But I'm curious, before the match, was there any talk of like, yo, we're going this much harder so that Envoy could beat his former team? And then after you guys won Envoy, I'm curious, like, was there like a feeling of I've been vindicated, or what was the mental throughout that entire match, before and after?
So before, I mean, there's definitely like the energy of like, all right, well, this is like my old squad. Like, I have to win this. It's kind of like what we were talking about, like the Simp and Zach thing, where like just that tiny extra push of like, all right, like I need to win this. But after the match, I mean, I didn't do too hot myself, so I definitely took away a lot of things from that series.
Yeah,
like,
I kind of got pissed on.
Yeah, I kind of got pissed on a performance side. But I guess it was a little relief off my shoulders. You know, I guess I got validated that my teammates are gross, but that I need some work. But it was great. You know, like if I would have lost, it'd have been way worse. So.
You guys know when you pick up like a 2 or 3 piece on land on, you know, specific players, and you're just thinking to yourself, like, I'm so much fucking better than you, you know? Like,
Did that ever happen for you?
Maybe once or twice.
Zach just did the shot.
Envoy, was there any kill that you had where you were just like, the adrenaline was pumping, you're like, I'm fucking better, like anything like that?
I was literally screaming in the S&D that they're getting fucking mid-gapped by a sniper. Like, it's League of Legends.
Gavatu to win the game was super hype.
I was fucking turned.
You gotta go back and watch the FaZe cam, because like when he kills shots, you just see him go dead, and then he kills Seth, you see him go dead again, and he's just like banging his head around.
I love it, man. Hey, bro, that's the fire, dude. That's the fire we need. Boys,
Go fry, boys.
best of luck versus FaZe Clan. Y'all know what you need to
Don't
do.
embarrass me, Ken.
Yeah.
And Sam, I'm looking at Drazah, Envoy. Y'all cool. Do what you
I
do.
want you guys.
Don't embarrass me.
I want you
two.
guys piecing them. Best of luck.
With them thighs, Ken. Wear some sweatpants, too, for this match. Go put some sweats on. All right, guys. Good luck in your match. I hope you guys win 3-0, or else one of y'all might get dropped. No, I'm just kidding. But good luck. We appreciate y'all, as always. So, Yeez, now that the boys, you don't got nothing to do, are about to play, I want to know your thoughts on how they're going to match up versus FaZe, but also what is something that they need to be focusing on to make sure that they can win this series and start out strong in the CDL season.
I mean, I think it's just the sub duo. Like, Simp and BZ, you know, I think are unanimously like the best sub duo in the league right now. And, you know, we have Envoy and Drazah to compete with them, go head to head. And if they can, you know, keep that fight even, or even come out on top there, like, I trust Ken and Sam behind them. But I think those two are really what makes FaZe tick. I mean, Cell and Alec are obviously great as well, but we gotta be on top of our game. We have to be shooting as straight as possible, making all the right plays. Like, this is gonna be a battle of the Titans for sure.
I like that. Are you confident?
Yeah, absolutely. No, the team looks good. I think we just got to win gunfights. I mean, obviously got to rotate. Teams won series at the kickoff with lower KDs, but I think when you have the star power that FaZe Clan does, and how we match up against them, like the first couple hard points, I think are gonna tell the tale of the match. Like, we got to be able to slay as equally or better.
Yeah, it's always interesting, like a hard point, like first team wins the hill, they get 40 or 50 seconds. Like, if that other team doesn't respond by like with another really good hold, it's just, you can just tell the series is going to get out of control quickly. And in those best matchups, that's when you just see like one team getting 40, the other team getting 40, going back and forth. So I fully agree. Those first 2-3 hills are really important to set the tone.
This is kind of off topic, but I don't even know if you know the answer. I saw that they patched the silent diffuse and plant, but it was only for, it was like backwards.
Yeah, it's only the person diffusing or planting it's silent for, but everyone else.
Are you guys playing on that though?
We don't know.
Oh Jesus, because I mean that just makes S&D kind of interesting. I don't know.
No idea.
All right, brother, take us out.
I think that's it.
I had a great time chatting with y'all. I think we covered a lot of topics. Hopefully people enjoy the show, and I'll let Detective Hadbad himself take us out here.
Oh, I like that. Detective Hadbad. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on the first LAT pre-show of the 2022 season. Matt's got to get a haircut, and if you haven't watched
I'm growing my hair out, man.
With the LAT boys.
I'm going to have a mane.
No, myself and Muddawg were also in it. We were yelled at by Rampage Jackson at like 9 in the morning for some reason. I don't know how I got swindled into that, but the content is hilarious. And also be sure to root for the team. They look good this year, way better than last year. The only way that they could look even a tad bit better if I was on the starting roster, but, you know, you can't get everything you wish for. So we're out of here, guys. Have a good one.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I got to pee so bad.
Me too.